Today, we're all gonna learn something because I'm gonna go over the most misunderstood things in D&D. A lot of this is from experience, from both the player and DM side. And I know there's people out there who are like, oh, but this isn't true, and this is what I'm gonna source the material. My goal is to truly clear the air on these few things. And you guys are probably still gonna fight your players and DMs about it anyway, even though I'm going to give you the material down below. Let's get going. Hair loopy things just all out of control here. Anyways, the first thing we're going to talk about here is darkness. Now, I think people have talked about this before, but I absolutely want to put a stop to what is happening here. I'm not just talking about the spell darkness. I'm talking about lighting. I'm talking about the actual darkness around you. You walk into a cave or whatever, and you're like, I have dark vision. You cannot see, okay? You can make out stuff in black and white. So you have to read this. It literally says you can make out shapes and everything's in black and white. This doesn't mean you can just see everything out to 120 feet, even superior dark vision. So when you make perception rolls and investigation rolls, they're all at disadvantage. Unless you have a light source and you're actually in the zone, searching in the zone of the light, you're rolling with disadvantage. But there's more. So now there's a combat scenario happening and you have a torch and you just got hit with advantage from the darkness. Let me explain to you why. You have a light source which illuminates you. The monsters can now see you. You cannot see them. They can see you. They hit with advantage. Very simple. But people like, I want to roll investigation. I want to roll whatever it is. It's going to be at disadvantage because you're peering out into the darkness. And some people will be like, I cast fireball. I'm going to let you do it. Fireball's an AoE. You don't need to see the target. That's fair. But if you have a spell that says you have to see the target, you cannot cast that spell. This also goes into cover. A lot of people like, I cast this spell on this target, and it's like, well, it said you have to see. Yeah, but they're just behind this wall. Then you need to move into line of sight to make sure you can see the target. All these little things, I think DMs and players just assume, but if you really look at this, which many of you probably won't, but you need to know, and if you want to run your table however you want, go for it. But all these people are like, I do the rules as written. No, you don't. No, you don't. Invisibility, fantastic spell, super nasty when the enemy gets it, but overall, it is not understood well. Yes, when you cast invisibility, you are heavily obscured. You cannot be seen, you cannot be detected, but the verbiage here is very clear, and let me show you what it says exactly. An invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or special senses. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured. The creature's location can be detected by any noise it makes or any tracks it leaves. Attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage. So we're not here for attack and disadvantage. We all know that. What I'm showing you is if you are invisible, you can search or be seen for the invisible creature, right? Some people are like, I'm gonna look for dust particles to move. What the? Bro, roll, get a 35 or something. Ridiculous. It has to make sense. Players out there like are so wild and like, I'm gonna investigate and see if the wind is different in the zone. We're in a dungeon. What are you talking about? Right? So just know there are creative ways you can use oil or flour or just whatever's in your backpack, and hopefully it all makes sense. But it shows you here, you can find a way creatively to find an invisible creature. Usually it's like noise, and maybe if they're running around, you know the general location, and then you'll probably just fireball that thing anyways. Hopefully that clears up the invisibility condition. And if you have creative ways or you've had disputes, I want to know how it was ruled from your guys' side, because that's how we build as a community. We talk about it, but I'm just giving you the info right here. Levitate is not a spell most people think is misunderstood, but there is verbiage in here that is misunderstood. If it's on yourself, you can, move a little bit here, move a little bit over there. But people who are creative, such as myself, when you cast it on another creature or a player, it's different. And it's just keywords here that you need to understand. The target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, which allows it to move as if it were climbing. To the untrained eye, this doesn't seem like a big deal. Oh, but it is. This is actually diabolical. 1, no concentration. Freaking sweet. Next, if I cast it on someone and they fail, now they're just floating, they have no movement speed. They are actually stuck and they are at my whim to be moved wherever I want them. Even if they are next to a wall, they push off, which is fine. They move. But let's say they want to move somewhere else. They want to crawl up. They don't have a climb speed, right? You don't have a climb speed. You just have regular movement. So now you have half movement, I believe. Double check me on that one. But something super sinister is you can take someone if you're in an area and just hold them over a fire and let them cook, or toss them off a cliff, and there's nothing that can be done. This is a tactic I have used many times, and people are so caught off guard by it, which I like because they're like, well, that's not how it works. And then it kind of slows down the game. So I just wanted to put this out there and really show you and let you read for yourself what this does. Players don't use this often. There's tons and tons of combos and interesting things we can do, but it's all about reading and understanding what the thing does that you're trying to do. If you guys learned something, you're going to use my information to make your players or DMs a little upset by telling them the truth, like and subscribe. If you guys are looking for commission work, tokens, maps, all that thing, it's on my Patreon. Support me, help me make better stuff for you. I'll see you next time. See you later.